Hi guys, this is chapter 2. There was a scene I replayed over and over in my dreams, both waking and asleep. The scene in which two lovers meet for the first time. The curious exploration of that first glance, first line. The dance had begun, and the audience could experience falling in love again. It repeated itself in most plays and pantomimes, and I had watched Ella, long blonde hair falling around her shoulders, in ragged clothing, meeting Chad, the company's leading man. Tall, broad, and with more plastic than the bitches. Each rehearsal brought us closer to opening night, and it should have sparkled, but it didn't. Chad would more likely fall in love with himself, and Ella looked like she wanted to spit on him, not dance. "Stop, stop, stop!" James yelled from the darkened stalls. The music ground to a halt, and I hopped into Will, who smacked me with his handbag. "Why do you look so bored?" Could James see beyond the footlights? Was he talking to me? I was a dancing frog in the background. I couldn't really do much with that. "He's chewing gum again," Ella's smooth cultured accent filled with derision. I tried not to smile. If the bitches had slept with every director, Chad had bedded most of the leading ladies. "He's meant to be a prince. Did they chew gum?" Chad shrugged between chews, winking at said bitches. "Whatever, babe." Ella turned and scowled up at him, flicking her long hair from her face. "Babe?" I winced. Will gripped his glittery handbag with a grin. "What do you think? Uppercut to the nose or a boot to the misters?" "Misters," Lauren whispered from stage left. "Both," I whispered back, trying not to snigger. James hurried down from the stalls as Ella and Chad launched into bickering. "This isn't working!" He hopped onto the stage and flicked his floppy hair out of his face. "There's no spark!" Everyone, orchestra, actors, stage, crew, and me, shook their heads. We never got much acclaim for our pantomimes. Give us a dramatic love story, a musical, a murder mystery, and we pulled it off, but somehow add in dancing frogs and you lost us. James looked Chad up and down, pulled his mouth to the side, and then glanced over. I gripped onto Will's arm with my frog's leg. "Sparks and the amount of paint you're wearing doesn't mix," I whispered to Will, who stifled his chuckle. James managed a thick-lipped smile and turned back to Chad. "I think we'll try you as the butler." "You what?" Chad's voice echoed around the theatre. Most I'd ever heard him project his voice. "Get me a real woman and I'll give you a show." Ella raised a bored eyebrow. I was with her. If he didn't think she was a real woman, he needed anatomy lessons. You could miss the shape, or the eyes, or the smile. James put his hands on his hips. "Ella is the best, which means you move." He clicked his hands through the air. Will grinned. "Told you he was good." I punched my frog's leg to his fist. "I'll find a company that knows what people want, then." Chad turned, stormed off, colliding with the chorus dancers in his huff. No one batted an eyelid, but one dancer did hurl a plumeau at him. James looked to Will, his smile more sure. "We'll reconvene after lunch. I need to think." He motioned with his head. Will tensed. "I think he means you," I mumbled, and shoved him forward. "Me?" Will straightened himself out and tottered after James, who flounced off into the stalls again. I peeked into the wings. "Hey, Will could get his break." Lauren clapped her hands. "Now he is Prince Charming." I went to take my frog's legs off, only for someone to be watching me, and turned. Ella. Oh shit, was she looking at me? She couldn't be. She was. Oh shit. "When did Cinderella have frogs in it?" she asked, or more like purred. How was I supposed to form words? I shrugged. It was all I had. She cocked her head, blonde hair falling into her soft face. She had the same kind of lip gloss on that caught the light, and I was a dumbstruck idiot in a frog outfit. "James," she called out, eyes still locked on mine. "Yes?" He turned, placing his hand to Will's stomach. "You have an idea?" "Her," she said, looking me up and down. "The frog is the prince." Okay, breathing was impossible. Fainted frog, stage left, was not going to look good. Huh? "I've seen you rehearsing." She turned to James and tapped her finger to her lip. "Everyone else is doing traditional. Why don't we do it with a twist?" James's eyes glimmered like he loved the idea, and he flicked his floppy hair from his face once more. "A twist?" "Pantomime's boring. Cinderella's poor and downtrodden. She meets some smarmy guy who marries her because she has a slipper." She pulled her mouth to the side. "What if Cinderella's prince isn't actually a prince at all, but his sister in disguise?" "I'm listening." James wandered over, eyeing me, his smile crooked. "The dame becomes Prince Charming," she said, smiling at Will. "He has the looks, and he can sing, and unlike some of the men here," she scowled in the direction Chad had stomped off, "Prince Charming doesn't really want to get married. He's being forced to. She strolled to the centre of the stage. His twin sister takes his place in the ball when he's off hunting. She meets Cinderella, who is there in spite of her, despite the best efforts of her stepmother and stepsisters. And I was leaning in, listening. Everyone was, waiting for Ella to move us. And, Will whispered, clutching his handbag and James's hand, Cinderella meets Prince Charming and falls in love, only Cinderella has no idea it's the princess, and the princess doesn't know that Cinderella's a commoner. She turned, a huge smile on her shiny lips. And so, the only way the princess can find the woman she loves is to match the shoe. And the brother? James asked, gripping onto Will's hand, easing him closer. He supports his sister. His family want a wedding, and he doesn't. So they swap places. Ella let out a soft chuckle, and perhaps with something more flattering. Will looked down at himself. I could pull that off? Yes. James flicked his hair at his face and beamed. Yes. He looked to me. Can you? Could I pretend to fall in love with Ella over and over? Didn't take a whole lot of acting. Yeah. Why not? The bitches to the right glared at me, and James had them as ugly sisters. Lauren, James said, clapping his hands. Lauren, darling, where are you? Lauren poked her head out, her frizzy hair jetting about like she'd plugged herself into a socket. Yes? When Chad crawls back, measure him up for Dame for a laugh, he said with a chuckle. Get the frog some fitting attire, and for Will, he smiled a warm smile at him, something slinky. Will raised his eyebrows. On it? Lauren looked me up and down. Definitely on it. I held up a frog's leg. Do we have the script? James grinned. Oh, we will. Ella, with me. He strode off, and Ella caught up to him. Will and I stood next to each other, with the entire company either staring or glaring at us. You still want to work in an office? Will whispered, bumping my shoulder. Not a chance. I looked up into his brown eyes. But now we're both in drag. He grinned. Told you.